If you've been to any Indian grocery store and have seen tubs like this in the refrigerated section saying dosa batter, you must have wondered how to make them. Today I will show you how to make perfect dosa using those refrigerated dosa batter. And if you're a beginner, then this video is the right choice for you. Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Boombi. A dosa is somewhat similar to a crepe in appearance with a crispy exterior, but it is savory in terms of flavor, which can be without or with a spicy potato filling. A dosa batter consists of lentils and rice that are soaked in water, then blended to a paste and fermented overnight or for about 8 to 10 hours. A lot of patience and waiting required if making from scratch, which is totally worth it for an experienced cook. But if you're a beginner, then these ready-made ones are totally worth it. Dosas are served with a special type of lentil dal known as sambar along with a chutney. Though our main focus today will be on how to make dosas, but I will be also giving you a brief idea of how to make sambar dal and the chutney that I make. Coming to the sambar dal first, I have cooked split yellow pigeon peas, commonly known as tuvar or tur dal, in my Instant Pot pressure cooker for about 15 minutes with a little bit of salt and turmeric powder. I even cooked some potatoes along with the dal because we need boiled potatoes for the filling for those dosas. I smoothen out the dal using this wooden thing, but you can even use a wire whisk. Pot on medium heat, oil. Once the oil turns hot, add black mustard seeds. Allow the seeds to splutter, and then I added few curry leaves to the oil along with the dal. Add about a cup or two of water to dilute the dal, as it shouldn't be too thick. Then comes sambar masala along with salt. Sambar masala is an extremely aromatic spice powder which is made by grinding a combination of different type of spices and lentils. It is available at any Indian grocery store, or you can even find it online. Add the sambar masala before the dal starts to boil, or else sometimes it forms lumps. Usually tamarind pulp is added to any sambar dal. It brings in that sourness. I always reach out for those ready-made tamarind concentrate bottles sold at Indian grocery stores. And if you do not want to use tamarind, you can use few drops of lemon juice. Mix about a teaspoon of thick concentrate to the dal and let the dal keep on boiling for about 5 minutes. And then switch off your stove and your sambar dal is all ready. Next, I will be making a peanut onion tomato chutney. Heat oil in a pan. Once the oil turns hot, add the peanuts and stir on a medium heat till the peanuts make crackling noises, informing you that they are getting fried. Coconut chutney also goes very well with this. I have to depend on frozen coconut, which I do not have today in my refrigerator. When they start turning golden brown, immediately add sliced onions. Stir for a few seconds, and then I added half of a dried red chili, followed by a large fat garlic clove. Finally, the tomatoes enter the pan along with a sprinkle of salt. Give a brief stir and cover the pan for a few minutes, allowing the tomatoes to become soft. At this point, I added some dried prunes, which gives a natural sweetness to the chutney. Dates or raisins are also other options. I had these prunes lying around in my refrigerator, so I had to use them up. The chutney is done. Let it cool down completely. Then put everything in your blender jar along with about 4 tablespoons of water. And you want a thick texture like this. Then heat a pan on medium heat. Add a little oil. Once the oil turns hot, lower the heat and add black mustard seeds. Then a green chili cut into half and a few curry leaves. Pour this aromatic goodness on the chutney and you are done. Next, coming to the potato filling, you need 3 large boiled and peeled potatoes. Heat oil over medium heat. Once the oil turns hot, lower the heat and add black mustard seeds and then cumin seeds. Let the seeds splutter, then add a few chana dal and stir them till they turn golden brown. Chana dal is usually added to this stuffing, but I am not that much of a fan of using dal in this way. Seems a bit hard on my teeth, but that's just me, and I think I am the only odd one out, though my son agrees with me at least on this one single thing. Once the chana dal becomes golden brown, add a few curry leaves. brief stir, and then the onions go in. Then my usual habit of using a sprinkle of salt to soften down the onions. You do not need to brown the onions here. You just want them to become a little pale in color. Then add turmeric powder, stir just for a second, and then with your fingers just crumble the potatoes before adding them to the pan. Add a few tablespoons of water, salt, crushed red chili flakes, which is totally optional. I again added 2 more tablespoons of water as the mixture was looking too dry. Then just stir everything very well. At the end, add a sprinkle of lemon juice to bring in that note of freshness. You can also make the potato filling and the chutney 2 to 3 days before you plan on making the dosa. In that way, you won't be feeling tired at the end and regret why you chose to make this recipe in the first place. Finally, coming to make the dosa. Let me be clear that by no means this is a sponsored video, and this company is not paying me for making this video. I just happened to pick this item from an Indian grocery store, and always remember to check the use-by date on the container. Though this is only a dosa batter, sometimes it may be sold as a combination of idli and dosa batter, which will also work. Mix the batter very well as the solid parts tend to sit in the bottom, and though it has this runny consistency, but it's always good to add a few tablespoons of water to get a thin, crispy dosa. If you do not plan on using the whole tub, take out a few ladlefuls of the batter in a separate bowl and immediately put the container back in the refrigerator. The batter has this funny smell very typical of any fermented stuff, but that smell disappears once you fry the dosas. I promise. I diluted the batter with a few spoonfuls of water, and as you can see, it is relatively thin now. I am using a non-stick flat tawa. I highly recommend using a heavy-bottomed non-stick pan if you are a beginner. Before starting anything, just add a drop of oil on your pan, wipe it off with a paper towel, and then heat your pan over a medium-high heat. Your pan needs to be very hot, and you should be able to feel that heat if you place your hand over the pan. And remember guys, I said place your hand over the pan, not on it. Then sprinkle a little bit of water on the pan, and you should be able to see the beads evaporating in a matter of seconds, indicating that the pan is hot enough, and also to bring down the temperature a little bit. Then lower the heat of your stove to the lowest possible mark. Add about 2 ladlefuls of batter, then working from inwards, rotate your spoon in a circular motion, moving outwards. Do not apply pressure on your ladle while doing this. You are not spreading out anything that needs strength. Just gently glide your spoon in a circular motion. This needs a little practice, and please do not be frustrated if you are unsuccessful in the beginning. You will soon get the hang of it. I promise. Then apply some oil all around the edges and let the dosa get fried on a medium-low heat. Now guys, do not attempt to lift the dosa at this point. When you see these brown circles appearing on top, just gently check with your spatula along one of the edges. If you see the dosa loosening out from the pan, you can then try to loosen it out. Do not apply force if you see the dosa sticking to the pan. Give it some time and you will soon see it releasing itself from the pan. Then just roll it. This is called plain dosa without the filling. Now we will make a masala dosa that is with the potato filling. Again, heat the pan without applying any oil. Sprinkle of water to bring down the temperature of the pan. Wipe it with a paper towel. Heat as low as possible and follow that same circular drill. Once you see those dark circles showing up, loosen the sides a little bit and add some of that potato filling and roll. Do not worry if little bit sticks to the side. It will eventually loosen out. But make sure you wipe the pan clean with a paper towel before adding the next one. My husband even insisted me on adding the cabbage curry that I made in my last episode. So this one has the cabbage curry filling and it tasted equally great like the potatoes. It has this extremely crispy exterior and tastes absolutely delicious. Serve it with a sambar and chutney. You're going to love it, my friends. Please smash that like button if you've enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.